Sounds good. All right, opening our Stormwater Task Force meeting for Thursday, September 19th. The agenda lists all topics to be discussed at the meeting and are those reasonably anticipated by the chair. Votes may be taken as a result of these discussions, and not all items listed may in fact be discussed, and other items not listed may be brought up for discussion to the extent permitted by the open meeting law. I probably should check if there's anybody on Zoom before I go through the thing, because like, if nobody's there,
Participants, one,
Kinda don't need it.
just us.
just us. All right, well, whatever. All right, so call to order. We'll open up for public comment. We don't see any public, so we'll move past that. We don't currently have any announcements unless anybody has something particular. All right, then we will move on to board discussion. And really, the only thing we've got is trying to get back on track with our outreach presentation. We've been gone for a bit. Okay. Where did we leave off with our outreach presentation? We had kind of, you put together kind of a skeleton.
Yeah. I put my thoughts on paper where everybody reviewed it and everybody
Yeah.
was on board with it.
Yeah.
And my feeling is, Nick, is that his name from,
CEI,
yeah. So he had put something together, that was very informative. I thought he did a great job. And I kind of had maybe kind of went do it independently and then kind of like maybe merge the two.
Yeah.
That's kind of the frame of mind I'm in. So is there anything next, is there anything to add to it? Does anybody have any? The only thing I can think of adding is if we go to the town people and say, we would like to establish utility, they're gonna say, well, what do you wanna do with the money? And at the moment, it's kind of, we have a budget for a bunch of really cool trucks and machinery and video cameras and stuff. But the projects are gonna be expensive. Do we know how much those are gonna cost? Right at the moment, it's like, we think it's gonna cost
It
this.
depends on the project and how big, yeah. What we're gonna do.
Do we have the ability to project like what our first couple projects are going to be? Do we have an idea of like what the list looks like?
I have a few lined up, yeah.
Okay, okay, so we have something that we
I
can
think
give
we
like
had,
a,
he had identified those, and I think I had listed them in the presentation.
okay, okay.
Somewhere on the capital plan already, right? Somewhere
They
in your chapter 90 plan too, or
I
there's
gotta
something,
put it on both,
yeah,
see where it fits.
yeah,
or
okay.
Where I can get some money.
So my wife knows someone from Flat Hill, and she said that was one of the problem areas.
Yeah,
Did you find something in the drainage system?
we did on
Did I
Page
miss that?
Street.
Unless, yeah,
On Page Street, yeah, we found a drainage pipe that wasn't taking water anymore, so we dug it up and there was a big hole in it, so we replaced the section.
okay.
We actually cambered it first and found the hole.
So did that,
and
That was you from the utility pole,
It looks like it,
yeah.
did that fix any problems that you
Yeah.
had identified?
Well, it really hasn't rained. Right?
Oh,
We've been lucky, so
Yeah, my lawn's kind of like turning.
Yeah.
we also, a little bit further down from there, we put a couple of waterways to take the water off the road, send them into where there's a little creek. You know,
Yeah.
so hopefully that helps too.
Okay.
We're planning to do some berm work on Flat Hill, just before Page Street. Try to keep the water out of Mrs.
I
Whalen's
was
yard.
gonna say, yeah, part of Susan's house.
Yeah,
What about the detention base? That's,
yeah, so. The town gave what, 12.5, I believe it was,
I think that's
of
right,
ARPA
yeah,
money?
yeah.
So they hired Powell's here in town.
Mhm.
They went in, they mucked it all out. It looks amazing. It's night and day.
Really,
Yep. And they replaced the drainage structure.
Yep.
The outflow
Yep.
structure. So when they took that out, they noticed the pipe going out was completely rotted. So we replaced that too. So it looks like water was kind of getting around that outlet structure, getting into that drainage pipe. So it wasn't working properly, but now it should work properly.
okay,
Yeah.
so did it come in on budget? Cause I think the
Well, we're-
trustees were supposed to,
Right, the
Keep it
12.5 pretty much paid for, I think, the excavation, and the trustees were paying for everything else. With so the outlet structure.
Which detention basin was this?
Village of Flat Hill,
Oh, like they're,
they're
They're-
on their private, yes.
oh, so, cause we approved that at Concom and then they got it paid for, that's not bad.
We gave some, well, we committed last year, kind of a
Okay.
mutual, we'll chip in some ARPA,
Yeah,
they chip in and maintain.
Yeah,
so, yeah, they
Right.
do
That's
have,
key.
they,
so that was the pipe.
Oh my God,
Yeah, well, it's kind of wrinkled up, but you can tell it's not a pipe anymore.
no,
is it from when
Well.
Flat Hill was built, right? Or,
Corliss,
Yeah.
yeah,
yeah,
Oh, wow.
so, and that
Yeah,
was
so-
2004. Oh, yeah.
Is this another situation where we have to wait for it to rain to see how the system is
Yeah.
improved?
Yeah,
Well, we
it
might
will
get
be
some this
improved, the
week.
It will
question is it gonna make a
Yeah.
difference on the road
Right.
yeah.
and people living
Yep,
downstream?
yep, yep.
Oops.
Chris Menard sent me photos of the pipe on Page Street when it was dug up
Yeah,
and the utility pole that looks like it was
yeah.
ruined.
So this is kind of when they started cleaning it out. I don't know if you remember what it looked like.
Oh,
It's
you
all
couldn't
cat
tell. It was- it
nightmares,
was just-
yeah.
It was just green, like you couldn't
Right.
even see bottom, nothing. It was
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
vegetation.
So you're telling me, okay, as I understand it, the utility pole is in the pipe?
It was right next to us.
So it
I
looks
probably
like
could
they
show you
drilled
the
down.
picture.
This, the utility company puts in the utility pool, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And they just,
It looks like they drilled down, must
Yeah.
have felt that they hit something, pulled it up, moved over a couple feet or a foot.
oh,
But it was
not,
not-
not like, look at what you hit.
The
I'm just
pole
saying, you know,
probably
you
went
don't want to get
in
in front
10
of
years
public
ago.
safety.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Who knows? I don't know when the pole was made.
the dig safe fail.
It just took time for the pipe to fill up and cause trouble.
Okay,
Oh, I don't.
Yeah, so this is,
Oh, wait here.
that's what it looks like now that they finished. Right, so the rocks there, that's the forebay, the water comes into that first section, the forebay will
Yep.
stop the water and all the solids will drop out. But
Do
it
they go
goes to
into
the
that-
next
do they
section,
go into that rock bed?
yeah,
Wow, what a
solids,
difference.
right, then it'll go to the next section where it can drain out,
Okay.
so I got the drainage
Yeah, Does
structure.
that rock bed
So
fill up with
that's the
solids
outlet
after a
structure,
while?
right?
Oh,
The
wow.
water's gonna go through that little hole,
Yeah.
Yeah,
right, before it gets out.
It's not a very big hole.
No, so that's gonna slow it down, right? So this pond will fill up
Okay.
and then trickle through that
That's the
hole.
whole,
yeah.
That's the
that's
point.
how, what it's supposed to
Right.
That's how
do.
it's supposed to work, so it should work much better now that it's cleaned out and
And it can
in
hold
a
more.
proper outlet structure.
Cool.
That was Page Street pipe when they dug it up.
Okay, and that's obviously where they dug the hole.
That's what Chris Menard sent me.
Gotcha, okay.
Wow.
Progress.
Yes.
Yeah,
This is one of the little
Yes, and
waterways
there's
that we
utility
kinda
pole.
cut in.
Oh,
And that's
okay.
right next
Oh,
to
nice.
Chris Menard's house,
Yeah.
right before his house. So the water should go in there and then down into the little creek
Mhm.
that runs behind their house.
you
Instead
can
of
see
going
the
down their
utility
driveway.
pole in that.
Oh, yeah, of course. Right there, right next to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the
So
right
he was,
size
he
and
was all
everything.
happy. He's, and then he
Yeah.
sent me a picture of the repaired pipe too, so
Yeah,
it looks
Yeah.
very nice,
yeah,
intact.
There we go,
Yeah.
that's what we want.
that's the repair.
Yeah, yeah, that's what he sent me, yeah.
Mhm.
So he was happy, I think.
Yeah,
Good job,
Yeah.
Bill.
yeah, you can see. what
Yeah, that's
happened.
exactly, yeah.
You can see what happened, right?
Yeah.
So,
Good, so next rainstorm, hopefully that area
I hope
better. How can it not be better?
it has to be.
It's a question of how much better.
Yes,
So the ARPA, that's done, right? Cause we need to get this money
Yeah, that money spent,
at,
yeah, they
Okay,
just gotta
good.
get the
Good.
invoice, so in.
Okay. good, one project done.
Excellent.
As far as the presentation too, is the MSS4 certification? What,
Yeah, so.
was that in, I don't remember that, I mean, that's something the stormwater utility should cover too, right? Whatever needs to be done for that.
that's right.
And
So
I
what
don't
what happened to the project? So the school board denied it, right?
The demo project, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, they said we couldn't put it where we wanted to, so,
A disappointment,
back
they
to the
didn't find
drawing
out if
board
we
on
could
that.
get their approval before we did, yeah.
yeah.
So what happened, so what's the next step in that process?
We had a few other areas in mind, so we'll have to go back and look at those and start again.
Does it have to be somewhere like super public where everyone's gonna see it? Is that the whole?
I mean, that's the
Oh,
idea, it's
yeah.
supposed to be demo, right? So
Yeah.
we want people to see it, it
Yeah.
could be anywhere in town, but. we want it somewhere where people are gathering, right?
Yeah,
It makes more sense.
is there anywhere else that people gather where water also gathers?
Mhm.
Like there's a lot of water,
Yeah,
Everywhere,
but it
yeah.
would have to be town property, so
yeah,
kind of limited.
Is there enough room around the library? How big does it have to be?
Yeah, so we're looking at the backside of the library, actually, was one area.
Okay,
I actually walked it with Nick. Yeah, we were
Uh-huh.
kind of thinking of that area. So.
okay. Is there a timeline, like a deadline this has to be?
Didn't we pass it already?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, wasn't it like July or June or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
But nobody's coming after us, so, but we do need to move forward on it, so. Nick's been hounding me for information, so. I'll get back to him and we'll get moving on that.
What else has to be done to meet the MSS or MS, whatever it is?
But.
MS4, yeah,
MS4.
yeah.
Well, there's maintenance requirements, cleaning catch basins, sweeping roads. Unfortunately, we're not meeting those requirements, just lack of manpower or lack of funds to hire out.
Do we have the equipment?
We do,
If we had the bodies, do we have the equipment?
we do.
Okay,
Can we have a list of the projects that aren't getting done? As something to put on our presentation of like, here's the kind of
Yeah.
things that we're not able to keep up with.
I think some of that's already on there, right, John? I believe so.
because if we're not compliant, I mean, nothing,
Yeah.
they could tomorrow come and
Say,
fine us,
you're being fine, yep,
and those can be substantial, right?
right. Exactly, so that's one of our big selling points, right, why we need this.
Mhm.
So I watched the Chelmsford town meeting when they were trying to get theirs passed, and
Mhm.
that was their big selling point. I think they use that too much and people didn't buy it. So, you know, we have to have a better presentation or a more thorough, more diverse presentation than just, we're gonna get fined.
Was CEI involved in it?
No, they
Okay.
had a different consultant.
It's also damage to roads, safety. I mean, stuff that can cost more money if you
Right.
don't fix, keep up.
Exactly.
I think, it's like, what did Tony say at the meeting? Spend a nickel to save a dime.
Sure.
Exactly.
I have to say that slowly, because otherwise I say it the other way. So, I think the thing before I say it.
Okay, so on our outreach. I'm assuming we intend on having like an advertisement period. Maybe we'll do some of our meetings from town hall if we have like an advertised pre, uh. Public hearing. Public hearing about, all of this, so we can start getting the temperature of what the town thinks and, kind of craft our presentation to better meet that. What? How ready do you think the presentation that we have is to being something we can put forward?
There's something there,
Sure, okay,
get feedback.
Sure, yeah, no, of course. Okay. Then may. Um. Should we, how far in advance do we need to advertise for a public hearing? Not like I'm assuming it's just. Sorry, let me go back for a second. Advertising for a public hearing. Should we be doing that? Do we feel we are prepared to do that, say like next meeting or the meeting after? No,
No, I don't,
okay.
can we even call a public hearing
Oh,
as a
all right.
passport? I don't know if we have,
Oh,
I don't know,
Okay.
I'd have to check, but. We probably can.
cause I was wondering, should we update like select board, FinCom, conservation maybe, and get feedback from them before going to the public?
sure, yeah,
I think
Does
so,
that make, and have maybe Nick,
yeah.
God, it'd be nice if we could do it all at once, but.
do we wanna do this, like, we go and give presentations to each of these boards?
I
Yeah.
think present something of what we're thinking.
Just our basic kind of like skeleton.
I mean, I know it's come up in the past. Cause I think this task force has turned over quite a bit. It goes back before you,
Yeah.
I think Phyllis Luck was on it and they started moving towards it and then it fell off and it's kind of done one of these.
Right,
Um,
It seems like the select board has opinions on how much is reasonable to put in a budget like this. Is that right, or,
I think FinCom maybe would even be more equipped
I
to,
just remember last time, Jack Rabbit was trying to get something passed for seniors, and Tom Wenzel kept saying, shouldn't cost more than a cup of coffee for.
oh, well, that was the
That-
circuit breaker, the tax relief for seniors.
Yeah,
So
so is this different, or is,
this is different because we are talking about taxing everybody.
Mm.
That senior tax program was, we're gonna relieve the burden on, and very few people actually qualify.
Mhm.
For that, you have to qualify for this state
Yep,
circuit breaker,
okay.
but there, some people do, so it helps some people. This is, and so. That's very few people that it helps and it's distributed across everybody else in town. This. Is going to hit everybody in town, right? It's an
Okay.
added fee.
does anybody have a gut sense for what what a reasonable amount of?
This is not a good time to ask. Coming off of an override, possibly heading towards another override.
Yeah.
Parks, I think, is gonna bring an article forward at town meeting. I mean, there's a lot of people going like this, right?
Yeah. Which makes sense to me, because
So-
inflation's been like pretty nasty, but our town has been like 2.5%, we're playing catch up. So it just makes sense that everybody's gonna be coming forward, because otherwise the town government's shrinking, just by virtue of inflation. So I don't see, I
Yeah,
think,
big projects coming.
and they're doing due diligence I think they're doing their jobs if they're coming forward and saying, we wanna do this, we wanna do that. That's my opinion. That's sort of how I do our charter.
So I think if I remember, we were talking like $60 a year per household or something. and
something like
we were
that.
Talking about maybe. The big, Walmart and with a big parking lot and contributing a lot of impermeable. Maybe a little higher,
right,
I don't know how to. We'd have to, I don't remember the numbers enough, we'd have to really go in there with a solid outline.
Yeah.
And ask for feedback on specifics, not just. Kind of, this is,
Well, he had a good budget.
yeah,
The thing, yeah, but there was a lot of equipment there. There's sort of like his wish list, but, and he was willing to compromise. He says if he doesn't get all his
Sure.
equipment. But he just wanted to just put something out there on the table and give feedback. So just kind of sort of need feedback, honestly. Just tell people what we want to do, what it costs and what's reasonable.
yeah, I think getting feedback on a specific plan is better than. Well, we're kind of thinking this, maybe that, what do you think?
Yeah.
Multiple
Like, we
choice.
had specifics, but
Yeah.
some of the projects are so vague, it's hard to put a number on them, that's the thing. If I were a taxpayer and I heard it, I would basically say, how much is Flat Hill gonna cost? How much is West Townsend gonna cost to fix?
Mhm.
But he really can't commit to something unless he hires a civil engineer to do the design work and then,
Right.
so you put a flat line budget in there. So it's reasonable. I guess it kind of comes back to what's reasonable. Not like we have these line items that we really want to tackle. It's more like what's reasonable. All these projects going forward that we really can't, they're nebulous, so to speak. And then we'll have
The presentation we got from CEI, did that, I can't remember exactly, did it have like mock-ups of what the kind of cost breakdowns were gonna be, like how much like a Walmart is paying versus how much, I know we had on the resident side, it was like $60-70, something like that.
He had a couple different, he showed like what a couple different towns did,
Right, okay.
and,
Using different models, right?
yeah.
Right.
Let me see if I can-
So is this something that we should have our own? Like, we've got our like expected goal, we've got our funding goal. Do we have, yeah, okay,
So. He looks like he was doing a million as a targeted revenue, and then he did the funding structures. Which was the one that was really complicated,
yeah,
was trying to figure out how much impermeable each house had, and
right,
having somebody come in and do survey, and that sounds crazy. And then an equitable runoff accounting, which was kind of like in the middle. And that was, how was that structured? Oh, wait, here we go. What is in here? Are you looking for the,
Yeah, what side are you on?
I'm on slide 3, page, well, yeah, page 3. Want me to throw this up on the screen?
If, yeah, if either.
Yeah.
Do we have like a,
Am I on the right thing?
Oh.
I can get up there.
oh yeah, you have it. I think that's it. Oh wait, no, that's John's. I think.
This John?
Is that John?
That was like mine.
Yeah, so if you
Oh.
search CEI,
Hmm.
you sent it out on. Um. It just says 6 months ago.
You know what it's called? Is it?
I have a hard copy of it, but I don't know what it's called.
It's something different.
Let me do this. He sent it to us on February 26th. We shared it. Or he sent it to me, actually. And that's what I had just joined. I think that we had been leaning toward the kind of just a flat rate for most people, and then looking at businesses and doing for like a tiered system.
Find it, or do you-
Can I get it? I think
That's it, yeah.
I think he's gonna assess all the commercial property and establish tiers for us.
Right.
Is that right? And
So
he didn't
there's,
want- he didn't want 10 tiers, he recommended fewer, if I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the Chelmsford tier is on page 4.
Yeah, so they got
They have 10.
10, yeah, that's too much.
Oh, and meet your town.
How many over 300,000 would we have? In Lunenburg is Walmart. That warehouse, is that warehouse over 300,000?
Parking lot's gotta be, yeah.
what's the apartment complex by Whalen? Arrive.
Eating on them, or
Yeah.
Yes.
they're huge.
Mhm.
Yeah, so, I have to work with Nick on that, see where he's at.
Where I was going with that is, should we have like the basic drawn up of like, here's what we expect everybody to be paying, here's what we expect on the residential side, the commercial side. Before we start going to the other boards. And who? Do we talk to somebody about setting that up, or is that something we do here? Is that something that would like be on your plate, or is that somebody we?
Yeah,
Okay.
so, yeah, that's, I just wrote myself a note, I'll
Okay,
talk to Nick about that.
Yeah.
Let's try to pin down numbers,
yeah,
because
yeah,
right now we're just kind of up in the air, right, so. Yeah, I think we need something solid to go with. When we go to the boards, because they might say, whoa, that's way too much, or.
Yeah. okay,
I can't imagine they'll say it's too little, but.
Yeah.
They might say that's too much.
Well, when I was leaving, meeting Tuesday, I think it was this week. With Carter, we're walking out to the parking lot and I mentioned, I don't know how it came up with stormwater utility, we're probably talking about all the things that are coming up with the budget. And he laughed. He said, oh, good luck.
Yeah.
He
So,
said,
you don't have fee here, but he doesn't say if it's quarterly or annual. Is that 64 annual?
And that's
Probably
annual.
annual.
That's my memory too. 64 annual.
he said it takes a lot of education,
Yeah,
public education, like a year, a solid
and
year.
that's what Nick's been telling us. too,
Yep,
right?
yep.
So,
So those two independent are
Yeah.
saying the same
Yeah.
thing.
If we were last year, where we were getting all that rain, I think it might have
Yes.
been.
Yeah,
Now we're in a drought, so
Right.
it's a harder sell.
You're right. $60 annually kind of raises everybody's taxes by 1%, assuming $500 per month per single family home. And that seems high.
well, it's not a tax.
Is that-
It's an invoice, it's a bill.
Okay, well, you can call it what you want. So that's a one increase in 1% for the privilege of living in this beautiful town.
Yeah,
That's all I'm saying. So I don't, my guts are telling me 0.5% would be maybe something we could sell. 1% just seems like that much. I don't know.
That's something about the overhead that goes with implementing this, putting it on the bill. I mean, the munis issues hopefully will be gone in a year,
Hmm.
one way or the other.
Hopefully Munis will be gone.
Maybe something, one way or the other.
What's the alternative to Munis?
There's 3 or 4 other
Yeah.
programs
Okay.
that do the same thing.
Okay. I really like OpenGov. I don't know, it's not not the same thing as Munis, but
I
it's
think they
very,
can do the same
yeah.
as Munis, yeah.
So,
So you're gonna take the action to connect with Nick and find out if he's done his tier,
Definitely.
his tier report. So I got the impression last time we met, which I think was 4 months ago.
could be.
Well, that's the last time I was in here anyway. My son had a beautiful wedding, by the way, just throwing that out
Oh, congratulations.
there. That he was kind of sort of bringing that to closure.
Yeah.
He
I
made
don't quite
progress.
remember,
It made-
so.
I think its discussion was getting progress on it.
Was he gonna recommend how many tiers he thought that we should do, or?
Yeah. Yeah. Out of my note, check.
Do you think Nick could be part of or give the presentation to the different committees?
He was open to that.
I mean, he could do it remote.
Anytime we've had like a community event like this in Hickory Hills, and we can bring in a subject matter expert
Mhm.
or contractor, it cares a lot of people.
So do we still think next town meeting is reasonable?
probably not.
I'm not feeling comfortable.
No, I mean, if we've got to go through the process of like advertising this, and we're looking at something like a year, that this is gonna have to go at the end of that.
Next fall's town meeting?
Isn't that like is fall town meeting a little bit harder?
Maybe we'll get lucky and next year it'll downpour the whole time.
I mean,
That's not-
annual town
No.
meeting, it's in the spring, it's usually. That's the right time, right?
Yeah,
How would it? It's establishing a new utility and enterprise fund.
oh, this spring, what month is it in the spring?
May.
May,
Twenty
I mean. We could. say-
26.
Yeah. I mean, we could, yeah, okay,
I mean, there's just so much between. We don't have a permanent town manager,
yeah,
there's, next fall town meeting, maybe, but. And Rick also advised on the public education piece and kind of a marketing campaign that goes with it, I thought he said.
Think so.
We could. It's like we can use social media. To get information out. The letter. Town website, what else, I don't know. That's down the road.
Alright,
Right?
here's roughly the trajectory I'm seeing at the moment. We're gonna start by pinning down the numbers with Nick. Then we take it to FinCom, maybe select board, whoever we think is a good fit. And then after that, we start the process of advertising and having public meetings to discuss and adjust and do whatever will make this more palatable to the public.
What we could maybe think of doing and being ready to do is give an update at next game,
Sure.
the town meeting in May.
Just let everybody know this is what's coming, start getting involved if you wanna be heard on it,
Something,
that's good.
Oh, we have a new land use director.
did he start,
He started.
Chris
This-
Riley, yeah, he
yeah,
was
on
on
Monday?
Concom last night,
Yeah,
he seems good.
did he just start
Yeah.
Monday?
yeah.
Good,
So I met him today. And first thing I said is, we have a stormwater task force meeting tonight. It's too short notice, otherwise he would be here.
see,
Yeah.
that would be,
He was
yeah,
very helpful in conservation last night, he
Yeah.
had some good
And
ideas.
he has stormwater background, he told me.
where, so has he done this before in another
I
town?
asked him and he said no.
Okay.
Right.
I don't know anything of his background, like I haven't seen his CV or anything.
Yeah, he's been at a couple of towns, I guess, so,
Do I have it?
I don't know.
I think so. Yeah.
Only when
knew
I
he's
heard at the
starting-
select board meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, so that's a positive for us.
Chris Riley, is that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knew his native plants, so.
Do you think we should go to Concom for any advisement?
I don't think that it would hurt. I don't know how much stormwater background there is. In conservation,
Yeah.
Rich Birch. Has a lot of experience in all kinds of
Yeah,
stuff, but. I don't think going to anybody could hurt.
well, I know your agendas are, I mean, you guys are still digging out, right?
We are still digging out from. Things that happened between like November of 23
Mhm.
and maybe like March of 24. All the other stuff has seemed to kind of be moving along,
Okay,
but. As far as our agendas now, we're actually done by like 9:30
oh my God,
on sometimes,
Good.
so.
that's amazing, cause they would go after 11.
You know.
That's
So that's
great.
been nice.
Yeah, that's good. So will,
I'll jinx it then.
will Chris Riley then attend these regularly, you
It
think?
sounds like you will,
Okay,
maybe via Zoom, but that's.
okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Great.
No, and if CEI doesn't have any like ability to help with outreach or any of that stuff, there's also Horsley Witten. And they're at the conservation conferences a lot, but they're really good at the outreach stuff if we wanted to find someone else who might fill that gap. Have you heard of them?
No,
It's Horsley Witten, Horsley Witten, Horsley. Witten, Witten. They're amazing.
That would mean setting up a contract with them and everything.
Are they a civil engineering firm? or-
Yes.
Okay.
So they're civil engineering, but they're also, they focus on outreach and like sustainability, green stormwater infrastructure. All the fun stormwater stuff.
Forget all these details.
It's been a while.
Mhm. So do we start really trying to put together the update for the different committees, like the presentation, nailing that down? Is that
Yeah, we
the
can do
next
that.
step
Yeah, we can do that.
between CEI and what
I think
you
it'd be
put
wise
together already?
if, that'd be kind of nice if we kind of took Nick's in mind
Mm-hmm.
and then kind of saw this, because Nick could be like a baseline, and if there's anything that is in mind that we should add to next time, we should just make one presentation with all the best of the best on both of them.
It feels like between them, there's some
I would like to think.
some
So
merger.
I kind of didn't look at Nick's, I thought it was great, and I actually borrowed a lot of material, but I wanted to think about it independently.
Yeah,
Because sometimes somebody just kind of leads you down the path. You miss stuff. So you like to, it's nice to think independently about a problem and kind of come back and circle back and see what the other people are thinking. So that would be our recommendations, is to merge the two and come up with one that makes sense for the town. And somehow come up with justification for the money we're asking. So maybe if you can't put numbers on it, basically document the process, or at least describe the process. Basically say, we have to hire a civil engineer, bring on a contract, they usually want this much money. And depending on the scope, it's gonna be at least $30,000 to like $500,000 to renew things. So at least describe the process so people understand what it is, how long it takes.
Yeah.
And how much it could cost if, depending on the scope of it. So,
and
you
you
know,
had
some
additional staff included in your plan, if I remember right.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
Again, like an engineer type, somebody for billing, and somebody for maintenance, equipment operator. Yeah. May have had more, but definitely,
I
Those three.
remember three,
definitely need
but
those
that's,
three.
but I might not, I don't trust my memory anymore.
Yeah.
Okay. So if we wanna give an update at Springtown meeting, we have to get before the, whatever board we're gonna go before then.
Sure.
Update. And to get in front of FinCom. From, I forget their calendar. Maybe February they start their. The presentations, budget presentations from all the departments.
Sounds
They
right.
actually have a calendar
Yeah.
of what department's going
Yeah.
when.
I think they
Like
already
through
have
March,
those, right?
forget about getting on the agenda.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
There is, once I enter budget season.
Yeah, yeah.
We're done, so it could be. You either go like April probably. Or December
Okay.
at FinCom, maybe, might be able to squeeze in January.
Well, let's target December. For if we can, and then if not, we'll pick up whatever spot they'll give us.
Is there meetings in high demand or something? I mean, I guess it's also possible we get in and talk to these guys.
During the budget piece, every department, they have a schedule of like,
Okay.
fire and DPW go and library and whatever, and school.
Right.
School's probably gonna, are they just going once this year? I hope, I don't know. And then there's public hearings that have to be scheduled too, so their budget season is really mapped out now.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, last year. Man, they were like back-to-back nights, they were every week, they were long.
They're volunteers with FinCom.
Yeah, I stood at the podium 2.5 hours. And suffered the next day for it.
And they have one vacancy, soon to have two, I think, yeah, so. I think I have a. But, well, we could get it from Evan, the county, he went through dates, one of the recent FinCom meetings.
And I saw it on an agenda. It's not popping up.
Oh, FinCom agenda?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
I
probably,
saw it on one of them.
you probably did, I think you're right.
It's not coming up. Now.
Well, I'll see Evan again Monday night, I can ask him.
Mhm.
And then I don't know, if we wanna go to select board, that should be easier to get on. I mean. I don't wanna distract them from the budget stuff, that's the whole thing. Cause this isn't going on this year's FY 20, it won't be FY 26 budget, so. There's gonna be enough. Churn around that.
How long are FinCom meetings normally? I was looking at an agenda and
It can be very long.
there's a lot of stuff on there.
Not even embarrassed to say I fell asleep watching it on Zoom a couple minutes ago. It can be 3 hours. You've been in a lot.
A couple of times. They like to ask me a lot of questions.
So.
So we've got a rough map. Which is good. Does anybody think they have anything else regarding our outreach or presentation? Or what we're gonna be doing for the trajectory for the next couple months? Alright,
I-
cool.
Do you think we can? How long do you think we need to pull it together? To pull a deck together to go.
Okay.
You think 2 meetings?
So I'll do the merge.
Okay,
And then we can talk about it the next meeting. And if we wanna, tweak it or add delta or add more information, we can do that. Maybe we can get Nick's file on it. Get Jim 10%.
Do we need Nick for the next meeting?
Um,
I never heard.
I'm just looking
Let
at
me
my
see
calendar.
where he's at with some of this stuff. If he has some of it prepared, maybe it would be good to bring him in, and talk about it a little bit. Talk about the slide deck, right? But let me find out where he's at.
so, you know, when he comes, I'm assuming he bills us, right?
Yes.
So, yeah, so is it? We'll get our money's worth. I mean, does it make sense to bring him in?
Yeah, like I said, it depends on how much he's got done, if it's
Yeah.
valuable for us, then
And
yeah.
see if he's got that tier.
Yeah.
I mean, if he has material, he can just send to you and that's enough for you to pull
Yeah.
it together.
Or he could take what he gave us as a baseline and apply a delta for us. And then send that out. Whatever makes sense to him. So
Has he
it'd
seen yours?
be nice- For example, it'd be nice to have a proposed Lunenburg tier structure. And people don't know how much money is gonna come from Walmart.
Yeah.
How much money is gonna come from commercial, how much money is gonna come from residential,
Mhm.
so we can begin to answer
Yeah.
those kinds of questions.
Has he seen your deck?
Oh, get that back. Didn't you send it to him like 6 months ago? He came back with,
I think you're right, yeah.
an outline, that's what we gave him, an outline. And he came back and made recommendations, and I tailored my outline to his recommendations, and that's what went into, that's
Send
what
it
went
to me.
into my presentation. So I'll definitely do that. I'll merge the two and basically say we should, update this, apply to us. Try to do our best with projections and whatever makes sense to complement with, we can talk about it. So is there gonna be another ask for another override?
I don't know. I would not be surprised.
Common sense says it should be, because like I said, we're slowly shrinking our local town government because inflation just kind of makes sense that they would say, let's get back to normal. Even with a override for the town, they were still cutting, or for the school budget, they were still cutting the school budget.
Okay. So that seems like some pretty good updates we've got going on, in a pretty good direction. Moving on to the mystery of the missing meeting minutes. So none of the, I guess, for 3 years, they don't have any meeting minutes.
Oh, that's before all of us, so
Yeah,
maybe not John, though.
we're only going back to January. January is what we're responsible for.
This, yeah, our first meeting was December 28th that
Right.
I was at.
So I found what I could,
Okay,
that they uploaded, like, you look at the screen, this is 22,
sure.
there's only about 3 of them. Minutes is on the right there.
Yeah.
The boxes. There's not many there, 23, we didn't have many meetings, and not much better. 24, so we're doing better,
23 was a very quiet year.
right, and
I
What do we
think-
have in 20?
July 18th, I don't think.
I
we
think
have
that's
it.
when we had we didn't have a quorum, I think,
Right.
is that the one?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that one,
I don't know what that's
fine.
February 22nd, I couldn't find that one.
I have that in my email from Danielle.
Oh, good.
Um,
Mhm. The only thing,
There's some minutes.
Yeah, you're not on it. I'll send it through.
This is the full name, 1/20/22, 3/23/21, 4/21/22. This is really random
right,
times with a lot of space in between, 9/15/22,
that one's up. What were the other ones?
4/21/22,
That's up here.
3/23/21. So these are probably all the ones that are up there.
Yep, that one's up there,
So these are the ones that are up there probably.
yeah. So what happened to the other ones? I don't know.
Is there a OneDrive somewhere kicking
That's what I'm
around?
trying, I seem to recall we
Oh,
had a
here's a
drive.
bunch. We have
Yeah.
February,
I have so
that's
many drives
agenda.
now.
These are agendas.
Yeah,
Oops.
Cause it
So-
doesn't seem like there's much happening in the SharePoint for stormwater. It's
We do have a OneDrive. There's a hiccup in which I accidentally made a second OneDrive. So I just have to make sure that everything's in the right folder.
so should
I
we
couldn't
take
find
those
it at all.
OneDrives
Okay.
But
and bring that all into SharePoint?
Potentially.
So that we have everything in one place, cause SharePoint, I think would be better for shared stuff.
Okay, sounds good.
somebody just needs to point me where to look, cause that'll be my
So do you
third or
use,
fourth drive.
yeah, do you use SharePoint? Or is that where you're looking now is in the stormwater?
That, I found a link for
Document?
that, cause
Yeah.
Adam Burney sent that out
Yeah,
even before he left.
I think
So
that's where
I found
everything
that
should
link.
be.
Yeah, that's the one it's supposed to be. I then,
SharePoint, oh,
oh, no, sorry, I thought that was the OneDrive.
So I
Never
think
mind.
that there's like, people call one sometimes SharePoint
Right.
OneDrive and OneDrive SharePoint. So OneDrive is technically like your personal, like
Okay,
what used to be like your own files.
that's
And then
the one
SharePoint
that,
would be like what your shared drive was.
yeah. OneDrive is what the planning board uses.
Okay,
or Google Drive,
No, just the OneDrive.
we use Google.
our IT is a mess.
Uh, school, I had to get a school email. So I could access the Google Drive that was set up for the budget task force, cause it was set up by the school.
Yeah.
I had to get a school email just to get access to that.
And so the schools are still on Google Drive,
And so is select board.
but we pay for. But you have a town email, right?
I have a town email, I've got a school email.
So your town
Okay.
email is backed by Microsoft 365, which means that we're paying for a license for you. So are we double paying for licenses?
I don't know, that's, they're trying to get everything,
Yeah,
that's on the list.
Yeah.
The whole
it's tough,
document. Organizing, sharing,
yeah.
sharing with the public, all of that.
It's,
What does Concom use?
we are mostly using SharePoint now, but now we're moving toward OpenGov.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
everything can be stored in OpenGov and it's much more streamlined for us.
So I have, I feel like Danielle gets us the minutes, like,
So does she
Real
have all the
fast.
old minutes or did she just start doing that?
Yeah.
I think I have the emails.
Yeah,
I found them. We have all of the minutes since December 2023. So we've got that January 18th, February 22nd,
Mhm.
March 17th, April 18th. I seem to be missing a May.
I have a May 16th here.
You do? Okay,
Yeah, do
great.
you want me to forward it to you?
Yes, please.
Uh,
And so I'm not sure about that one. I know we've approved everything up through April.
okay, done. That's what I didn't know, what we voted on, what we approved,
Yeah,
that's what I don't know.
we had a Zoom meeting in which John and Bill weren't there, so we decided not to certify the minutes,
Okay,
and those were the minutes for June 20th. So I'm
okay,
relatively certain everything before that we have done.
okay.
so I got it up there now, the SharePoint for stormwater.
yeah,
And, the people that are on it are listed, so Tim,
Okay.
Benny, John, Brennan, they're all there.
Yeah, I can get into that.
You know what I missed out on?
Yeah,
What happened with Matt? Is he officially off?
Oh, yeah,
yes.
Oh, yeah.
I finally got him to send an email saying he's off. So they've been announcing it, right, Carter?
yeah,
announced it.
yes, he keeps announcing
Yeah, that there's an opening, so.
Wait, who's announcing?
at the Carter,
get
the
them
interim
down
town manager during his
Okay.
weekly. His report at select board,
Okay,
but there's
because
also,
also has an opening.
there. He announces that. too.
We're
He
really
does them
sad
all, right?
about,
oh, cause of Bob,
yeah.
yeah,
Bob's gone.
yeah, that's been longer than that's been gone.
Yeah,
And personnel there is no personnel committee,
Yeah.
no personnel committee?
none.
And what does it, does that help select personnel for the town, or what does the personnel committee do?
Yeah, good question. with
Is that the reason they're gone?
Maybe. Um,
I've
Right,
never heard of
so-
this committee.
so some of the people in town are in unions, some of us are in, they call it the salary administration plan.
Right,
Sure.
okay,
And. You know, what's their role with that? So,
So they said it, this
yeah,
most
they
recently,
set the wage rates. It-
place
the prevailing, yeah,
positions, right?
Right,
And step and grade,
right,
Oh,
so,
in the
sure.
matrix.
Yeah.
so
step
when
and
new
grade.
hires, you assume they're gonna start at whatever grade it is, but step one. Anything over step one, the personnel committee has to approve. So that's
Oh,
the
okay.
reason why you're not starting somebody at step one, you know, they might have a ton of experience, so maybe you want them step four or something.
Sure. Okay. Okay, so,
So we need to get the minutes in here.
you should get
Well,
anything stormwater related in
yeah.
there. If you want, if somebody knows where the rest of the stuff is, I can help do a transfer.
sure,
So the minutes, once approved, have to go up on the website, this is the
Yeah.
town's website. So. I could send them, it's the town clerk's office,
Yeah.
they post them,
okay, so
We
we
only
just
need
need to,
February is missing, and then today, of course.
oh, they have the 2024s. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's 24, so. They're pretty good,
May, June.
I think July 18. Yeah.
We didn't have a
24,
meeting,
So,
we had to cancel.
I don't know that we've. What's the thing called where we go through the minutes and say, yes, this is correct? Approve?
Yes,
Yeah.
We haven't approved
Yeah.
the minutes for June 20th.
oh, okay. That's, I didn't look at that, I just threw them up,
Sure,
yeah. Oh, yeah, they wouldn't have been, cause, yeah, we didn't have a meeting in July.
yeah,
So we could approve them now and.
I don't see why not.
Yeah.
If everybody's got their emails.
I think we went back and forth on comments, right, so
Oh, that sounds correct.
I can't imagine that there's any problem with it now.
June 20th.
Oh, no, that's the meeting I wasn't at, so I can't talk on that one.
I see the agenda.
I
Oh,
have the minutes up on.
no,
the
sorry,
screen, I mean,
June 20th was the meeting that, the Zoom meeting.
Yeah, I couldn't attend.
Yeah,
These are the minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. They're always from Danielle, right?
yes.
Why, I don't even see them here.
Where did I just find it?
In these minutes, it says the minutes from
Oh, here.
5/16 were not voted on either. It says it right there.
Okay,
Oh, whoops.
then that was the one that we were talking about, because we were at the June 20th meeting. And
Yes, yes,
for that reason, we didn't,
yes.
so we've got two sets of
Two
minutes
steps, yeah.
that need approval.
Hey, this is doing a lot better than some other boards minutes. Okay,
Did
so-
you see the AI
Oh, yeah,
thing?
yes, I
I
did.
stumbled on that today. It was
I've read
interesting
minutes that were AI generated.
Oh, when you're looking for
Nonsense.
something
Yeah,
and then it shows,
No, actual minutes written up by AI.
yeah,
Yeah,
like they're,
that's-
like you're Googling something about Lunenburg and then it like
Yeah,
brings you
Oh.
the minutes.
yeah.
No, I mean, like minutes that were pulled together by someone and submitted for review. They
Ooh,
were,
Oh,
this is just, I don't know who's doing it, but
are you on Google or something?
yeah.
Yeah.
so let me see if I
That's,
can,
what's Google's AI called? It's called something.
Well, I don't know.
Gemini.
Yes, thank you. All right, so I have made room here, I like, these minutes are nice and succinct and accurate.
Yeah, have you seen this? Is that the, this site?
Yeah, that's what, I'm
Yes.
trying to,
AI
Yes. Yeah, no, I've seen, yeah.
Yeah, I was reading it. One that I was, and I'm like, I didn't say that, that was somebody else.
It's not, it's,
Yeah.
AI is not. It's not good,
It's only gonna get worse.
yeah. It's supposed to be like doing the things that we don't wanna do.
the one,
It's just,
one that
doing
I
all this
found,
stuff.
it like added like a lot of flowery language, tons of adjectives and like 4 verbs in a row. It's like, it made no,
Yeah.
like it just made no sense.
Yeah.
yeah,
It's like, what? So since John and Bill weren't at the June, can we
Sure.
make separate motions?
Yeah.
Okay,
Um. We'll start with the May 16th, 5/16.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from May 16, 2024.
Yeah. Can we get a second?
second,
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
aye,
Okay, these were ones that you were at.
They were.
Yes, the
Oh,
5/16.
Yeah, the
was.
May ones you were there.
Okay, good, that's the 5/16. And then
I was not at that one.
you
Yeah,
were not at the 6/20.
so I'll make a motion to approve the minutes for June 20th, 2024.
second,
All in favor?
Aye.
Great,
And
all of our minutes are
Caught
approved.
up. That's awesome.
these are already posted, right?
Yeah, they're already posted, those two.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, wait, was 6:20 the last time we met?
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
Yeah.
and we've already discussed the BMP demo.
Mhm.
Next meeting, will be the 17th of October.
Um, Okay.
Yeah.
I've already got it in my calendar, I'm good.
There we go, excellent. All right, unless anybody has anything else to add, then I'll accept a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Cool, good meeting.
Who would be in charge of taking Matt Proctor off of the stormwater so that
On
it
the
shows that there's
town
a
website?
vacancy?